worldwide trend, move from the family village to Muscat, the capital, and their lives are equally turbulent. The novel's structure is intricate and engaging. Alternate chapters are narrated by an omniscient narrator and one character, Abdallah, the husband of Mayya. Abdallah's father had been no ordinary merchant. His wealth was derived from a slave trade that had continued despite its legal suppression. Abdallah's life is overshadowed by the mysterious death of his mother. Raised by his father's slave, Zarifa, the maternal figure in his life, Abdallah seeks emotional contentment with Mayya, but his love for her is not reciprocated. Through this tracing of intimate family relationships, Alharthi tells a gripping story while offering an allegory of Oman's coming of age, and indeed, of the difficult transitions of societies faced with new opportunities and pressures. The novel has been praised by critics across the Arab world for its fineness of portraiture, its historical depth and subtlety, and its innovative literary structure. Marilyn Booth, Oriental Institute and Magdalen College, University of Oxford. Mayya. Mayya, forever immersed in her Singer sewing machine, seemed lost to the outside world. Then Mayya lost herself to love. A silent passion, but it sent tremors surging through her slight form, night after night, cresting in waves of tears and sighs. These were moments when she truly believed she would not survive the awful force of her longing to see him. Her body prostrate, ready for the dawn prayers, she made a whispered oath. By the greatness of God, I want nothing, O Lord, just to see him. I solemnly promise you, Lord, I don't even want him to look my way. I just want to see him. That's all I want. Her mother hadn't given the matter of love any particular thought, since it never would have occurred to her that pale Mayya, so silent and still, would think about anything in this mundane world beyond her threads and the selvages of her fabrics, or that she would hear anything other than the clatter of her sewing machine. Mayya seemed to hardly shift position throughout the day, or even halfway into the night. Her form perched quietly on the narrow, straight-backed wood chair in front of the black sewing machine with the image of a butterfly on its side. She barely even lifted her head, unless she needed to look. As she groped for her scissors, or fished another spool of thread out of the plastic sewing basket, which always sat in her small wood utility chest. But Mayya heard everything in the world there was to hear. She noticed the brilliant hues life could have, however motionless her body might be. Her mother was grateful that Mayya's appetite was so meager, even if, now and then, she felt vestiges of guilt. She hoped fervently, though she would never have put her hope into words, that one of these days someone would come along who respected Mayya's talents as a seamstress as much as he might appreciate her abstemious ways. The someone she envisioned would give Mayya a fine wedding procession, after which he would take her home with all due ceremony and regard. That someone arrived. As usual, Mayya was seated on that narrow chair, bent over the sewing machine at the far end of the long sitting room that opened onto the compound's private courtyard. Her mother walked over to her, beaming. She pressed her hand gently into her daughter's shoulder. "Mayya, my dear, the son of merchant Suleiman has asked for your hand." Spasms shot through Mayya's body. Her mother's hand suddenly felt unbearably heavy on her shoulder, and her throat went dry. She couldn't stop imagining her sewing thread winding itself around her neck, like a hangman's noose. Her mother smiled. "I thought you were too old by now to put on such a girlish show. You needn't act so bashful, Mayya." And that was that. The subject was closed, and no one raised it again. Mayya's mother busied herself assembling the wedding clothes, concocting just the right blends of incense, having all the large seat cushions reupholstered, and getting